on my knees right now. A couple minutes early. Okay, so today has been a little bit of a rough day. I have problems with migraines, and today's been one of those migraine days. So, but I committed to doing this, so I didn't want to not do it. So, got my tea right here. This too, I'm just going to put that there. This has to do with today's breath. So I'm going to grab my phone here. So let's see. We got a minute here. So yeah. And I will see if this breath that we're going to do helps with headaches. Well, let's see. So today's breath is going to be Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. This one, it can be difficult if you have issues with you have a deviated septum or something like that. I'm not sure even how you would do it. So you might try just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. But it is great. I know a lot of people who have cured issues with their sinuses by doing this breath. It is very much chakra related. So there's the Ida and the Pingala, which are two coils of energy that go down the spine, coils. And these channels kind of go back and forth around your spine. And this helps open up both channels equally. So you're using both. And you'll see how we do that with the breath. One of the things you want to start out with is blowing your nose. So making sure that your nasal cavities are clear. So a lot of times in class, a teacher will walk around and hand everybody a tissue before they do this breath. So it also, they were saying, it creates physical and mental balance. It opens up both channels. It gives you some equilibrium. If you're having issues with your chakras, which a lot of us have an issue here or there with chakras, this is a great way to just clear them all. Maybe later, I should probably do this, is do a series another time on the chakras. This would be one of the breaths that I would recommend specifically for chakras. But maybe I'll put together an offering on my website with a lot of the chakra techniques that I know, so that you can use them to balance your chakras. And you'd be surprised how some of them are yoga poses, but a lot of them have a lot to do with how you're treating your body, how you're managing your stress, and music, sounds that you can be doing, and chanting. So there's a lot to that. So that'll be a fun one to put together for my website. If you would like to see that, just let me know in the comments. I'd be really glad to offer that. So let's go ahead and do the breath. So we're going to take your tissue and just blow your nose. So even if you don't think there's anything in there, you'll find out really quickly when you do the breath, that there might be something in there you didn't notice before. So I always like to just do it. Something you could do before you do this is the neti pot. Be a good idea. And you can just Google neti pot or go into YouTube and just type in neti pot, and you'll get to see how that works if you don't know what one of those are. Because I don't really want to do it for you, but you just take water in like a little pot. It looks like a teapot, and you just put water in, and you just clean out your sinuses before you do this, and then you just make sure all the water's out, and then you'd really be clear to do this. So when you do anything you do with your hands, any sort of movement with your hands is some sort of mudra. So and especially when we're being purposeful. So when you do this alternate nostril breathing, you put your fingers on your palm, and then you put your pinky and your ring finger together, and your thumb is out. So this is a mudra that you are holding for this breath, and your ring finger goes on one nostril, your thumb goes on the other. Now, for the sake of simplicity, what we're going to do is, instead of doing right, left, we're just going to go from one to the other. So when I say switch, that's when you switch, okay? So don't worry about whether you start on the left or the right, because that's way less important. You just want to do some rounds, and you want to do the breaths on each side. And if you mess up, like say we've been inhaling, exhaling, and then switching, though it a lot of times is exhaling and then inhaling, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't get caught up in the details, because over time, and the more you do it, you're going to find the rhythm that works for you. And this is yoga. I always try to remind people, yoga is a science. It's an experiment. So you're always, and another thing is, everything in yoga was made up. And I know people don't like to hear that, but it was made up by somebody. And a lot of it is this worked for me. I taught this to these people, it worked for them. And so try it. And then you try it. And if it works for you, keep doing it. If it doesn't work for you, let it go. Don't hold on to things just because it worked for somebody else. And then later on, maybe something didn't work for you today, but in the future, you learn something new, and then you learn how to apply the technique a little bit differently, and then it works for you. So it's always an experiment. Always be open-minded to everything at some point, but know that not everything works for everybody. And somebody just tried it and it worked for them, and that's why we practice it. I like Nadi breathing because of how it makes me feel, and because I think that it benefits me. But not everybody, it's okay if it's not doing anything for you. You can just check that box for now, I tried it. So I'm just taking a couple more sips to kind of warm up my face. Maybe we could even, breathe in the hot water from my tea. That actually is making my head feel a little better. I should probably try that more often. So we're going to just put your fingers on your palm, your ring finger and your pinky finger together, and your thumb here. So we're going to take your ring finger and just press it against your nose, just like this. So we're just going to practice this part. Press that against your nose. So then you can feel this nostril is open. And let's just inhale. Okay, now let's exhale. Good. Now let's take your thumb to your nose. Now let's just do the inhale and the exhale. Good. That's it. So we're just doing it simply. We're going to just keep doing it. So now we're going to, so we just did one nostril at a time. Now we're going to just do them together. So you can count with these breaths. That's something that some people do, but you don't have to. And I'm not going to count today. We're just going to do it at our own pace. And at first you'll follow me, and then we'll do like maybe 10 rounds on our own. So we're going to start with the ring finger, pressing against the nostril. Inhale. Now we're going to hold it, press the thumb to the nostril. Exhale. Good. Now inhale. Now switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Now do 10 rounds on your own. Inhale. Five more rounds. One more full round. And just release your hand down. And just let yourself breathe normally through both sides. Let your eyes open. So I don't know about you, but I can feel the channels open. So I like this one because a lot of things that are explained in yoga or in lots of like the the nadis, the Ida and the Pingala, that can all feel very abstract. And when it comes to like chakras, it can feel a little abstract. And I don't necessarily work well in the abstract. So I like to have things that show me. And this one kind of shows me that those channels, because I can feel them once you do the exercise, I can feel them in my body, and that makes them a little bit more real to me. Oh. Oh, hey. Hey, creator mom, I saw. Yeah. No, it's been really good for me to do this. So yeah, so it makes it more real to me. Another thing that made the chakras more real to me, because I really found them kind of boring for a long time, because I thought they're new age crap. Like that's how I saw it. And then my teacher, he gave us these sounds to do in this workshop that he does. I think he does it partially online, but at the time, I'm not even sure he does it the way he did it when he first started, but he did a workshop. It was called Fear to Clear. It's at Inner Vision Yoga in Chandler, Arizona. And he does it like, he used to do it every year. This was the first year he ever did it that I got to do it. And he had us do these chakra sounds, which I think they might be on this series, but I'm not sure if I included them in the chanting portion. But they were amazing. And he never really told us that they were chakra sounds, because they're not the seed sounds. They are they're different. They're really different. So I was doing them, and one day while I was sitting there doing them, I could feel my chakras vibrating. And I went to him and I said, I think I felt my chakras vibrating. And he said, well, that's what they're supposed to do. And I was like, oh. And I don't know if he told us and I missed it or what, but I had no idea that that's what I was doing. And that was when the chakras suddenly became real, that they are a physical part of your body, and they're just like organs in your body. You just can't see them the way you can see a liver or a kidney. So they are, but they're there. They're not. They're subtle. They're called subtle body. So they're not. They're not there once you die. They go away. That's why they used to try to cut open the body to see them. Many, hundreds, thousands of years ago, they weren't able to, and then they realized because when you die, they aren't there anymore. So you can feel them, you can vibrate them, and I can vibrate mine, but you can't do it. But you can literally feel them. Yeah. So yeah, you can literally feel them. But I always tell people, don't take my word for it. You need to feel them yourself. Don't just assume that there's some esoteric concept. They were discussed because somebody discovered them. So, which I think was really interesting. And the more I learned after that happened, after I had vibrated my chakras, that was when I realized how powerful they were. And I've used them throughout my life. And I've used them a lot with my clients because knowing where you have issues in your chakras can be life-changing, because you can, it's the epitome of working on yourself in a lot of ways. So And it's not as mysterious as you would think, because people think it's mysterious. It's not. So anyway, I hope you like that. And you try that breath. You can do this breath too, Nadi breathing in the car or whatever, but it's probably best if you're not, doing something. So, how do you feel them? Well, I can teach you how to. I'll put it in my series for chanting, so you can see with sound. So there are different ways of feeling them. The way that I felt them the most is with sound. So with these particular sounds that my teacher taught me. So I can I'll do one of these when I do the week of chanting. I'll do the chakra sounds so that you guys can practice it. Now, usually when you do them the first time, you might feel some of them, you might feel none of them, you might feel all of them. We were supposed to do those sounds. When I finally felt them, we were supposed to do the sounds at least twice a day, if not more. So I was doing them first thing in the morning, I was doing them once or twice during the day, and I was doing them at night before I went to bed. And after I felt my chakras the first time, I was probably doing this every day for like a week. I realized I had felt my heart and my throat and maybe my forehead pretty quickly. And then the other ones, because I realized what that felt like, I could feel it lower. The throat's the easiest one to feel, obviously, because you're vibrating your throat. Then the chest was the next one that was easy for me. And then I started really feeling my third eye one. So it just takes, and then after a while, you'll realize, okay, once I hit my third eye, I started to realize, oh, that's what it feels like. And then I could feel it in my root chakra. I think I felt my root chakra next, and then my solar plexus. So it's really like a physical, you're vibrating your chakras on a physical plane, physical level. So we're not even going really on a spiritual level with it at all yet. We're using sound vibration to vibrate them. And I think also it takes time for that to happen because one, you don't know what you're feeling. You don't know what to feel for. So it takes a little bit. And then the other is your chakras probably haven't been used to vibrating in that way. So this sort of helps wake them up. So yeah, I'll do it. I'll add it to, since I can, it's my month, so I can do whatever I want. So when I do the week of chanting, I will definitely do the chakra sounds one of those days. And just make sure once you learn them, do them every day for a while. So, so yeah, do them every day for like, give it at least a week. Do it every day for a week, and then see if you notice any of them. Just see if you notice, and then come back and let me know, because I like to know. I've seen other people have the same like wah as me. And one time I did it I did the sounds for these ladies in this, it was like a meditation slash, like, it was like a little spiritual center, and they asked me to do them. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll do them. And it was the weirdest thing because we all sat down, and the vibration when I did them that day was like the whole building vibrated. It was the weirdest thing I'd experienced with these sounds. So they're pretty powerful. And my teacher, he told me, or he told us, because we were a group, but he told us he learned them from a lady that like came to Chandler, Arizona, and he went out in the desert with her, and she taught him these sounds, and then he said he never saw her again. At least if that's the story I remember. But he's like, she was like a guru for a short time for him, and then but he's used them ever since, and they are exquisite. They're very simple. You're gonna be like, these are simple, but they really are pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I think they're better than the seed sounds, but I might be biased because it's my teacher. But he taught them to us, and I'll teach them to you, and we'll do them. So, all right, cool. Well, thank you for coming again, Creator Mom. Tomorrow we're gonna do So Hum. So that's a little bit of a precursor chant. That's an internal chant, but we're going to do a little outside, a little inside. And that one's nice too, because it helps keep you focused on your breath, because we need to learn how to do that more as well. So, all right. Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up for me. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.